Very good morning, dear students. Hope you are safe and sound. Dear students, there is no certainty that when CBSC is going to conduct our board examination 2021. But there is probability that examination will be conducted around May. Understood? And Education Minister, Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal has suggested that and also has asserted in his recent tweet that CBSC is going to launch a campaign, and in that campaign teachers and students will be asked about date and timing of examination. And top Delhi NCR schools have also suggested that board examination should be postponed up to May, because they said that at least 3 months should be given to students so that they can understand what would be the pattern of examination, and also teachers can define and can explain all things related to board examination. So dear students, today I am going to describe and analyze. I will also analyze in this video how examination will be conducted and which type of questions will be asked, what would be a marking scheme, and how you will attempt questions, and which type of questions will be asked. Okay, how many questions will be asked, very short answer or long answer or short answer type of question, and math work. So I will describe all the things in video regarding questions and regarding pattern of questions, and also I will tell you how to attempt different questions so that you can get maximum marks in your examination. Hope you will enjoy this video. So students, now I am going to describe all the thing in detail. So this is comprehensive analysis of sample questions, social science class 10th board 2021 CBSC. Okay. So there would be 4 mode of question. So first is very short answers. Okay, so very short answers type question will be asked. Okay, under this very short answer, 8 questions will be asked, and 1 mark each. Okay, so 8 questions will be asked, and each questions will attract only 1 mark. Okay, and second one is short type answers. Okay, so under the short answers segment, 12 questions will be asked, and each question will bear 3 marks. Understood? And third type of question is long answers. So under the segment of long answers, 8 questions will be asked, and each question will attract 5 marks. Understood? And fourth type of question is map work. So under the segment of map work, 2 questions will be asked, and each question will attract or will bear 3 marks. Understood? So how many total questions? So this is 30 questions. So total 30 questions will be asked. Understood? So you know that 8 questions will be asked under the segment of very short answers. So total marks is 8 marks. Okay, and 12 questions will be asked under the segment of short answers. So total marks is 36. Okay, and 8 questions will be asked under the segment of long answers. So this is total marks is 40 marks. Understood? And under the segment of map work, 2 questions will be asked, and each question will bear 3 marks. So this is total 6 marks. Understood? So when we total this all marks, 8, 36, 40 and 6, so now total marks is 90. Okay, and internal marks would be added. So 10 marks would be added as internal. So this is 100%. So this is the mode of questions. Okay, so I hope that you must have understood. Very short answers type question will be asked, and a short answers type question will be asked, long answers type question will be asked, and map work. Okay, so 8 questions will be asked, है ना. 8 questions will be asked under the segment of very short answer. 12 questions will be asked under the segment of short answers. Okay, and it will and each question will attract 3 marks. Okay, and under the segment of long answers, 8 questions will be asked, and each question will bear 5 marks. Okay, and 2 questions will be asked under the segment of map work, and each question will bear 3 marks. Okay, so 8 marks, 36 marks, 40 marks, and 6 marks. This is total 90 marks, and in 10 marks would be given by your school. This is your internal number. Okay, so this is 100. Okay, so so now I'm going to describe. I'm going to describe very short answers, okay, and long answers and map work. So how a question will be asked and how you will attempt all questions. So I will describe all questions in different videos. Okay, hope you have understood all the things in detail. So dear students, now I'm going to describe very short answer type questions. So this is very short answers type questions. So questions question that would be asked under this segment would be based on definition, or short description. For example, your question is, what is meant by fair globalization? So this type of question will come under very short answer segment. Okay, what is meant by fair globalization? And second question is, why do banks ask for collateral? Understood? You know that answer is very, very simple. Okay, if you say that, what is meant by fair globalization? If you write only, fair globalization is something that would create opportunity for all, and it also ensure benefits of globalization for all people. For all people, so that rich and poor people all can benefit from globalization. So this type of globalization is known as fair globalization. So if you write like this, you will be given full marks. Okay, and now second question, why do banks ask for collateral? Understood? So if you write that bank asks for collateral because if borrower fails to repay the loan, the lender has the right to sell the asset or collateral to obtain payment. Because if bank does not have any collateral, so what would happen if borrower fails to repay, or if a person who has taken money from bank is not ready to repay? So on what basis bank would ask its money back from borrower? So this is collateral that helps bank to force borrowers so that he can repay his money on time. So if you write like this, you will be given full marks. Okay, so second is short answers. So which type of questions will come under short answer? So subjective type questions will be asked under short answers segment. For example, there are 2 examples. Napoleon was a great administrator. Explain the statement. Okay, and second question is, explain the reasons behind liberalization in 1991 in India. Okay, so if you write only that, if you write that in the administrative field, Napoleon incorporated or included revolutionary principles so that he could make the whole system more rational and more efficient. He also introduced Civil Code of 1804, and that is also known as Napoleonic Code. And he also established equality before law and also secured right to property. Understood? And you also and you also write that this code was exported to the regions under French control. Napoleon also simplified administrative divisions. He also abolished feudal system, and in towns he also made restrictions, and he also simplified mode of communication and transportation. And like this, if you write like this, so you will be given full marks. Okay. And second question, explain the reasons. Explain the reasons behind liberalization in 1991. Okay. So if you write that liberalization was introduced so that trade barriers could be removed, or restrictions set by the government could be removed. So this is known as liberalization. So liberalization was a policy of removing barriers or restrictions set by the government of India. Because India realized that producers should be given more chances to compete with the producers around the globe. Understood? And after liberalization, quality of goods also improved, and international organization also supported Indian economy, and more foreign companies started to come in India due to liberalization. Before liberalization, it was impossible for foreign companies to operate in India, but due to liberalization, foreign companies and MNCs started to come in India. Understood? So if you write like this, you will be given full marks. Understood? So in second video, I'm going to describe long answers and map work. I hope that you have understood all the questions, how you will attempt questions, and how you will write, and how you will be given maximum marks. So now I'm going to describe long answer type question. So under long answers type question segment, a question would be based on analyze and explanation. Okay. For example, question would be asked like this: equality before law did not stand for universal suffrage. Equality before law did not stand for universal suffrage in France. Explain with suitable examples. So this type of question would be asked. So how you will attempt this question? How you will write answer of this question? So this question will bear 5 marks. So you have to write at least 5 points. I am not going to say that all 5 points would be very long and very comprehensive. No, at least you have to write all points one after another, so that evaluators can understand that basic things about these questions. Okay, so you must write at least 5 points so that 5 marks would be given. Understood? So like this, you can write first point would be equality before law did not necessarily stand for universal suffrage. It means that equality before law does not mean that all person would be given right to vote. Number 1. Okay. Number 2, in revolutionary France, which marked the first political experiment in liberal democracy, the right to vote and to get elected was granted exclusively to property of owning men. It means that in revolutionary France, right to vote was given only to those people who had property. Understood? And it was right to vote was not given to everyone on equal basis. Understood? And third point must be men without property and all women were excluded from political rights. Only a brief period under the Jacobins did all adult males enjoy suffrage, enjoy right to vote. Understood? So third point would be that only Jacobins government gave a right to vote to every French people without any discrimination of being rich or poor. And four point must be the Napoleonic Code went back to limited suffrage and reduced women to the status of minor, subject to the authority of fathers and husband. It means that Napoleon also did very wrong to French people. Napoleon also snatched right to vote from women. He did not give right to vote to women and children. Understood? And fifth point would be throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries, women and non-property men organized opposition movements demanding equal political rights. Yes. So, because when non-property people and women were denied right to vote, so they started to oppose, they started to speak up against that inequality. Understood? Therefore, we say that equality before law did not stand for universal suffrage in France. What is meaning of this question? Although France became a free country, although France became a democratic country, but it was not 100% democratic because right to vote was not given to everyone. So you have to prove with example how you can say that France was not a democratic government. Understood? So these 5 points will prove that although French became independent country, although France became a republic, but it was not 100% republic. And you know that when in 19th century, all people without any discrimination, whether rich, poor, or women or men, all people were given right to vote. And after that, we can say that France became a democratic country. So in this way, you have to explain this question and you have to write all 5 points. So each points would attract 1 marks. So therefore, it is very, very necessary to understand how you will attempt questions. I hope that you must have understood this question. In the next video, I am going to describe, explain the role of opposition parties in a democracy. So dear students, now I am going to describe this question. Explain the role of opposition parties in a democracy. Okay. So you know that this question bear 5 marks. So at least you have to write 5 very short points. Okay. So you can write that opposition parties are very important in democracy because they play very important role in a democratic country. They play both positive and negative role. So after that, you will divide your answer in 2 segments. So first 3 points would be written as positive role. So positive role. So first point is they ensures political party in power does not misuse or abuse its power, because for example in Bihar, BJP is a ruling party, but RJD is in opposition. So what is responsibility of RJD? Responsibility of RJD is to supervise work of BJP so that BJP cannot misuse its power. Okay. Second is it exposes the weakness of the ruling party. Yes, it exposes and it reveals, weakness and slackness of ruling party. Okay. And third point you will write, it keeps a close vigil on the bills and expenditure of the government. It has a very it has open eye on all the activities and all the expenditure of the government, so that government cannot misuse resources of public. Understood? So these are 3 3 positive points, and after that you will write at least 2 negative points. Okay. So first would be it targets the government and aims as dislodging and discrediting the government for all the ills and the troubles the people face. Yes, negative role is that an opposition party does not see good of ruling party. If ruling party does good, so opposition party is not ready to accept that, because what is mindset of opposition party? Mindset of opposition party is always to point out only negative points, only negative aspect of the government. This is also very, very wrong. Understood? And second is through stalling the proceedings of the parliament, dharmas, it also curtails the progress of the country. Third point would be then, from time to time, opposition party and disturbs the ruling government, disturbs, and sometimes opposition party also speaks up on those issues that are not very necessary for the government, so that government always remain disturbed. So these are two very negative role. So opposition party has a positive role and negative role. So in this way you will describe this thing. Okay. So now in next video I'm going to describe map work. Okay. So now I'm going to describe map work. Which type of question will be asked? For example, question will be asked like this: identify and label the following on the map of India. Okay. For example, A. What is question? The Congress session where 26th January was declared as the day for Purna Swaraj. Okay. So you have to remember. You have to remember the city or the or town where Congress session was established, and in that Congress session it was decided that 26th January would be celebrated as the day for Purna Swaraj. And after remembering that city, you have to label and locate on the map of India. So you know which in which city that Congress session was organized? Yes, you know. It was Lahore. Okay. So Lahore, in the Lahore Congress session, in the Lahore Congress session, it was decided that 26th January was declared as the day for Purna Swaraj. And after that, you have to locate Lahore on the map of India. First you have to know the city, and after that you have to know location of that city. On exact location you have to label and you have to write name of that city. Okay, and then you will be given 1 marks. Okay, because it is map work will attract, each map work will attract 3 marks. So therefore if you do all A, B, C, all 3 segments correctly, then you will be given 3 marks. Otherwise your marks would be deducted. So second is B. What is question? The place where 22 policemen were burnt, forcing Gandhiji to call off the non-cooperation movement. So first of all, you have to remember which place was that, and after that you will come to know that it was Chauri Chaura. But you know where Chauri Chaura is located? So Chauri Chaura is located in Uttar Pradesh. And after that you have to go to the map of India and you have to locate Uttar Pradesh. And in Uttar Pradesh you have to locate Chauri Chaura. And after that you will be given 1 more marks. So 1 mark for Lahore session and 1 mark for Chauri Chaura. So 2 marks you will be given. And third one is C. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place here. It means where Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place. So Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place in Amritsar. So first of all, you have to remember the place, and after that you have to locate that place on the map of India. And you know that where Amritsar is located, in which state? Amritsar is located in the state of Punjab. So first you have to go to the map of India, you have to search Punjab, and in Punjab you have to locate Amritsar city. Amritsar is located in western part of Punjab, in northwestern part of Punjab. Therefore, it is very, very necessary. So when you will attempt all three segments, A segment, B segment, and C segment, understood? So after that, you will be given full marks, 3 marks. Otherwise, your marks would be deducted on the basis of error, on the basis of mistakes done by you. So I hope, dear students, you must have understood this all segments, and you have understood all the mode of questions, and I can say that you are going to do a very good job in board examination. I hope the best for you. Thank you. Bye for now.